Trinity Sports Medicine, in its newly remodeled state-of-the-art facility, has a team of professionals that are committed to helping you move better, feel better, and live better. With services to keep you strong and in the game. A qualified staff of sports medicine physicians, a certified chiropractic sports physician, athletic trainers, physical therapists, and performance specialists. Trinity Sports Medicine has comprehensive care programs that are designed to keep you moving, improve your performance, and keep you on track for success.
Four,
wow.
3, 2, 1.
Man, he's a czar, isn't he?
Can't work under these
Come
conditions.
on. He's a czar, isn't he? Welcome to the Star Sportscast for week whatever we are. Mike Mathison, the voiceless Fred Younce, and Matthew Peaslee. Wow, you got to cheer this week as opposed to round of boos from our studio audience. Don't you feel loved? Seriously, don't you feel loved? Man, you miss McElwain, don't you? Seriously. You miss McElwain. You miss McElwain. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. It's Matthew, what's up?
Not much. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah?
You look good in the pink today.
Thank you. We're rocking the pink. Hey, chill. The kids at the Christian school love me when I pink it out, so relax there, fella. Yeah, that's right. Hey, so how was your first taste of rivalry football Friday night at Edison?
I think everything it lived up to be. It was a packed house over there at Edison. That was evident by it took me about 45 minutes to get out of the parking lot up there too. But yeah, game was going back and forth up until halftime. But Indian Creek pulled away pretty well there. They had turnovers they made turnovers when they needed to. Zach Cole, a sophomore, had a nice pick six that really turned the tide for him there right before halftime. But
right before halftime?
Yeah, was it?
I don't think so.
Was it in the second half? Did you see it?
I didn't see that, and I left at halftime.
Okay, so it must have been early in the second half.
I forget stuff. You're 24 years old. You shouldn't forget anything.
Well, yeah, that kind of set the tone for the rest of it. They scored twice more before the game was over. Edison tried to come back early in the fourth quarter, but Creek held on, and they had a good season, 6-4 season.
Just missed the playoffs. That's part of football.
But Edison looked okay for first-year coach Derek Stickles. Had them believing this year, and they were in it for a little bit there at the end.
Yep, and it was an electrically charged fan base on both sides. We'll just put it that way.
A lot of penalties.
You've seen that, haven't you? Yeah, exactly. Yes, you've seen it up close and personal. And you got to see Big Red last week in a must-win situation. And they handled business rather easily, didn't they? And we said last week they needed a win and help. And they got a win and help. The biggest help they got was from the team they beat in last year's playoffs, Zanesville-Maysville, who beats Claymont on the last play of the game to beat Claymont 2019, which kept Claymont out of the playoffs.
Yeah, Coach Zugott, I'll try and talk. Coach Zugott told me after the game, they left the field thinking their season was over.
Right.
Because Claymont was winning. They thought it was done.
Yeah.
So, that was a thrill ride for them.
Exactly. And also, it was really nice. I don't know if you guys seen it on Facebook or someone's Twitter, but what they did for Matt Firm at the end of the game was really, really special stuff.
It was very nice.
Yeah, really. So if you haven't seen it, the Big Red Seniors just got together and gave Matt Firm a ball and pushed him in the end zone, and then lifted his chair up, and he's been a part of that program pretty much from the day he was born. So that was just really, really, really good stuff. We'll talk a little bit about the 3 West Virginia games because we're finished our season 3 and 7. Oh, by the way, a couple weeks ago you told me you had a question for us on these off-the-wall questions. Do you remember it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you stink. You literally stink. You stink.
I know. I didn't put the odor.
Not that, but never mind.
Just a bad memory all around.
Man, you're
I'm
brutal.
losing it.
Seriously.
Yeah,
I forget stuff like that.
That's what happens when I get 10 hours of sleep at night. It's no good. It's messing with me.
10 hours sleep a night. I get 10 hours a week. He gets per night.
I hate him.
Exactly. Let's go to Magnolia, the team that took it to Catholic Central, because it was last week was a playoff game for Magnolia. And they took it to Central, and they played. I was there for 2.5 quarters, and they just played really, 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 really good football. And sometimes you just get beat, and Magnolia played better on the night. Well, they get Oak Glen Oak Glen's 0-9 and struggling, so we figured Oak Glen's going to finish 0-10. Would you believe that? And here's the other part is that now Magnolia will make the playoffs, and the question is where, because if you were a West Virginia team, do you want to see Magnolia in the playoffs in the first round? No, I don't. They played good. Was it Brill at quarterback and Keller?
Drew Keller.
Drew Keller, man, I don't know if they found something, but he carried the ball, 38 times-ish, something along those lines?
Yeah, close to 200 yards, and their offensive line was making those holes for him, too. I mean, they blew the central line on both sides of the ball.
And that doesn't happen to Central's line. That's
Not this year.
No. So Magnolia beats Oak Glen. Magnolia gets in the playoffs, and we'll see where they fall because no one wants to play Magnolia. No one wants to see Magnolia in the playoffs. Now, honestly, Magnolia is 5-4, and they lost 3 games by field goals. So it's not like that's a very deceiving 5-4.
Yeah.
Very deceiving 5-4. The other one, Brooke, lost a heartbreaker to Jam, goes to Cabell Midland to finish. Cabell Midland's going to go to the playoffs. It's a tall order for Brooke, but you remember last year they went to Point Pleasant and fulfilled a tall order. So, do you see Brooke winning this game? But they could. Yeah, they could. I mean, you also have to like Brooke's future. They're playing a lot of kids. Just like we're high, they're playing a lot of kids. Brooks playing a lot of kids, a lot of sophomores. So they have a bright future. There's no doubt about that. And the other one is number 1, Weirton Madonna going to Clay Battelle. Does Clay Battelle have a chance? Remember last year, Clay Battelle came into Weirton Madonna undefeated and lost 40-2. Beat down is the word. So, and Madonna did a nice job. I mean, they played a Toronto team last week that pretty much put it all on the line, like Toronto does every week. It was 20-20 going in the fourth quarter, game on, and then Nero scored, and then Nero returned. I was on the sidelines, and Toronto went back to punt, and only Nero was back. And I'm guessing Toronto wanted to punt and not let Nero touch it. It went straight to Nero, as in, like, he didn't have to move. And I'm standing on the Toronto sidelines taking a picture, and one of the Toronto head coaches went, I did not want to see that happen. And he went down the left side, and they put the wall up, and somebody got lunched. I mean, and it was touchdown, and that pretty much was game over. And remember back in the day when Connor O'Leary played for Madonna his junior year, the year they won the state championship, you didn't want to see, if you were an opposing team, your job was to make sure when you punted the ball, it never touched Connor O'Leary's hands. Well, that's what should have happened. Yeah, exactly. And it touched his hands and gone. So, what do you think about Madonna's chances to finish undefeated? Yes, really good. That's what I thought. Comas is coming off injury. He ran the ball 4 times for 0 yards. I'm not sure how many of those 4 runs were actually scripted or if he just tried to stay out of trouble. They went 17 for 23 in the air, and 23 was the most times they've thrown the ball all season in a game. Now, you've seen Comas and you've seen Nero, you've seen Madonna.
Yeah.
What impresses you most about how they play the game?
I mean, in that Central game, I mean, he threw the ball maybe 12 times, and he's got the guys to throw it to. Nero made a couple nice catches on the setup on those last drives in the fourth quarter. Marcelo Bionadillo makes the catch of the year, and he's going to be a playmaker out there too. So,
and you got Will Bowser.
And Will Bowser too, who's good on both sides of the ball. So if they want to throw it 20 times a game and just to add another wrinkle in it for the playoffs, they can. But I think they're going to stick to what they know, and that's pounding it with Comas running the ball maybe 10, 12 times a game, and Nero taking 15 to 20 carries a game too. So if he's going to be healthy for the playoffs, they're going to go as far as they can.
Well, he's supposed to be. Now, he didn't play down in defense last week, and I'm not sure he'll play down in defense. He may start playing defense. I'm not sure how much he'll play. I think he's supposed to be given full autonomy to go on both sides of the ball. I'm just not sure how much that's going to happen. Now, the interesting thing with Madonna is that any team in Class A from 13 to 18 could finish 16th. And that includes Tyler Consolidated, Wheeling Central, Bishop Donahue, Magnolia, 4 locals. That also includes Tucker County. I mean, so who knows what's going to finish, how they're going to finish, and why they're going to finish. And as you know, West Virginia playoffs, who's in your bracket is just massive because there's an outside chance that St. Mary's, Williamstown, Wahama, and Magnolia finish on opposite Madonna's bracket. As good a chance there is for them to finish inside Madonna's bracket. So it's going to be really, really interesting. So we figure Madonna goes 10-0, and then no offense, but I hope they play an away team because I really want to see a Saturday afternoon game at Jimmy Carey because I love Saturday afternoon football. Yeah, it's good stuff. Now we have the two teams in the playoffs, and you were at Big Red. I talked to Coach Sack the other day about some stuff, and in his 30 years of coaching, how many sophomores do you think he has started in 30 years at Big Red, give or take? Not many. Yeah, not many.
Well, can you count on one hand?
Can you count on? Well, can you count? No, I didn't think so. I can't remember the exact order, but it was like 18 or less. In his 30 years he started, and he's never started a freshman. He said when they walked out to the Ursuline game, this is no excuse, this is just fact. When they walked out to the Ursuline game, he started 7 sophomores in one game. And he started a freshman in week 10 on defense, and he doesn't start a freshman. So now he told me some of his mass unit is back, so now they go to Licking Valley. Now Licking Valley, from my alleged notes here, they average 191 on the ground and 191 in the air for 382. The quarterback is Grant Garber, who's got 21-27 through the air, and his main receiver is Ty Griffith, who has 52 catches for a 16-yard average. Does Big Red win?
Whoa.
This is not a good region. I'm not saying it's a weak region. It just happens to be that way.
Licking Valley held on to the number 1 spot coming off a loss.
Yeah, that's true.
If that tells you anything. They lost and they held the number 1 seed in the region.
Yeah.
It's not the strongest we've ever seen a region. Big Red's still the underdog, but a healthy team going into that game, I like their chances.
Yeah, because this is literally is a region where 1 through 8 can win it. I mean, it's and that's, I don't want to say that's never been said before in a region where Big Red sits, but it's any one team 1 through 8 because. There's Philo in there and Maysville's in there. Yeah, any team can win it, and that just doesn't happen very much.
It's funny. A week ago, Steubenville may not make the playoffs, and now they get in and have a chance that they can knock this off.
Exactly. You play good for 3 weeks, they can go to the state semis.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a chance of not even making it, and the team thought they weren't in the playoffs, and now you have renewed life and renewed spirit and renewed everything because. Starting week 11, anything matters. I mean, anything can happen. Yeah. All you do is get in to win, one and done. And so, I like their chances too because those kids know how to win. And obviously, Big Red's another team that's young. They have a lot of kids coming back. A lot of their offense coming back. Chris Starliper on the offensive line. He started like 27 straight games, 5 as a sophomore, and then all these. And they're losing some kids. Don't get me wrong, but they have a lot of kids coming back too, like Brooke and. Weir High and all those other kids. And now the other game, the last game for us would be Saturday night is Racine Southern. Racine Southern coming to Steubenville Catholic Central. Now, I don't want to say problem or an issue, but Central had a hard time stopping Magnolia's run last week, and that was painfully obvious. But they did a really good job against Madonna's run the week before. Now, Racine Southern has, according to my notes, 3,175 total yards in 10 games. 2,400 of those on the ground, which means they throw the ball for an average of 70 yards a game in 10 games. What's that, twice a quarter?
Yeah.
So for a team that had a hard time stopping the run last week, that's what they have to do this week to win. And that's just, at the same time, Coach Daly is looking at his kids going, okay, boys, last 2 weeks are over, right? It's over, done with, and it's a new season.
Defensively, the word is Jimmy Joe Moore at defensive end. And Jake McCann might both be back. Mort for sure with his back injury.
Because he got injured in the Central game, right?
Yeah, in the Madonna game. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant, the Madonna game.
And then McCann with his knee, but the word is he's trying to come back for this game. So.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's killing him sitting. I've seen him on the sidelines.
That's too big. Those are 2 big cogs in their run stopping defense. So.
Yeah, because could you imagine being Jake McCann right now? Seriously. Could you answer my question? Could you imagine being Jake McCann right now and just watching
Not a chance he plays.
Yeah, he plays and you didn't. Yeah.
Not a chance.
Although, you know what? Where he's standing now is where you were a lot.
That's what the offense needs to get rolling too. We talked that they haven't scored in last week or in the 2 weeks against Madonna. They were going to shut out for 6 quarters straight. So hopefully those kinks are worked out on offense too, and they're able to. Hopefully Colabella can throw the ball better. Yeah.
That was killing him against Magnolia.
Magnolia came so hard off the edge. Is it Central just never?
I guarantee you, Southern saw that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're guessing that Southern really saw that. Yeah, exactly. First home game since 2005, which was the state championship title run game. And that's a. Go ahead. You can be a homer. It's okay. Because you'll beat the game. Although if you're still sick, I won't let you go. Make sure you take those home so you can answer your wife when she asks you a question.
I don't answer. I just
Not a chance.
I don't answer, I just do. Did you actually say that? Really? So if I ask her, she'll say that, oh, Fred does it all the time. He just, whatever I ask, he does. You liar. Seriously. Don't lie to us. Us males, no different. We wait till the last possible moment to do anything. What, Husband of the Year award? Seriously? I have no idea. Seriously. Okay, now real quick. Division I. Is there a better first round game than St. Iggy's at Canton McKinley?
Yeah, that's.
It's like, hello.
Yeah.
That's
McKinley's got to bounce back from that whooping they took to Massillon that not many people
saw that coming?
Yeah, I mean Massillon needed that win too, and they
get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Shoot, that's.
Well, I was told Massillon had a 7-0 lead, and McKinley's kicking a field goal late in the first half, like to close out the first half.
Yeah.
Massillon blocks it, takes it back for a score. So now instead of McKinley being down 7-3, they're now 14-0 at half, and the tide is just. Mm-hmm. Then I heard McKinley came out in the first series, threw a pick, and Massillon went down and scored. Now it's 21-0 and pretty much game over.
Wheels came off then too. So
now, how about if you're the team that faces Ursuline in week 1?
Again, this is kind of Ursuline, a number 8 seed.
Yeah, Ursuline, an 8 seed, going to Akron, Manchester. If you're Akron, Manchester, do you feel really good about Friday night?
Not at all.
I don't know if they're playing Friday or Saturday.
They're playing Saturday.
Saturday night. Okay, so if you're Akron, Manchester, you're going, we're the number 1 seed. We get Ursuline.
That's I mean, again, this Ursuline team is just off and on. I mean,
right.
they prove that they can beat Big Red, but they lose to Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary by 40 points. But everybody loses to Akron, St. Vincent
really
by
good.
40 points.
And what did they do to Mooney?
They lost. I mean, Ursuline lost to Mooney in a close game, and St. Vincent St. Mary blew out Mooney too.
So
they're just a really good team who's probably going to win the state championship again in Division III.
I'm not seeing anybody beaten. I mean, obviously you still got to play the game, but
yeah, and they got the running back, wide receiver Paris Campbell going to Ohio State too, so he's tough to stop. But this Saturday game, Ursuline should go into Akron, Manchester, beat them, then knocking off the number 1 seed. That's kind of another region where anything can happen, sort of like where Big Red sits this week too.
And are there any divisions? Is there anybody that's a bigger favorite than St. Vincent St. Mary in 3 and Maria Stein Marion Local in 7? That's just that big of a favorite.
Yeah. I'm still saying my Berlin Center Western Reserve in Division 7, a region. I don't know what region it is, but I mean they'll end up meeting with Marion Stein.
But we all know that Maria Stein Marion Local will be the favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they've been there a whole bunch of times in Berlin, and I don't think anybody else
that
has.
conference, that's all they do is win titles.
Yeah.
Them, Delphos, Coldwater.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Coldwater's what, 8-2 and a 5 seed or something like that. So yeah, there's some interesting seedings going on come Friday and Saturday night because, as you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything.
And then after once that's done, Brook will be done this week. Obviously, Oakland will be done this week, and then Madonna. We'll see who they get in week 1 and where the chips fall for playoffs. Because it's going to be, once again, it's who's in your who's in your draw in the bracket draw and where they are. Because it could be really easy for Madonna, or it could be really hard, or it could be whatever. Yeah, feel any better? You don't look any better. At least you shaved. Seriously. Finally.
So blue.
An absolute mess. I think this is the best you've ever done. Best you've ever done. Wow. Seriously. They just hold up cards. Are we doing this next week?
Do you have a question for us to close it off?
I was going to get into what's going on in the Dolphins, with that complete utter mess. But
that's a Star Sportscast for itself.
That's a mess. I mean, that's just a mess. Seriously. There's a whole bunch of people saying a whole bunch. Never mind.
Yeah, I think professional athletes should have a little bit more control over themselves.
Plus that, real quick, they're talking about Martin facing off with Incognito. You don't have to fight him. You just got to stand in the middle of the locker room and go, dude, knock it off. Right? Just stand in the locker room with everyone around and go, that's enough. God.
Yeah. I just
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I just don't see that from a professional athlete. One, saying those things, and two, not handling, like you said.
Just in-house, in the clubhouse. And
yeah, you didn't even go to the coach and say anything to it.
I know. Here's my other question. Okay, Ohio State beat Purdue by like 8 million points last week. Did any father from Purdue file bullying charges on Ohio State? I'm just curious. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Now, if they did that to West Virginia, I would file a bullying complaint on that one.
You have your own issues with West Virginia.
And we're coming off a win, though.
You ain't going high. How many straight years is this not going to a bowl game?
This will be the first time since probably Rodriguez's first year in 2001.
So it's 11, 12 years the first time you're not going to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, we might. We still got. If we could, they got.
Wait. Here's the ultimate pessimist right now, or optimist. Excuse me.
Well, we got,
ultimate optimist.
We got Texas, so that's a loss. We'll say that. Kansas,
who stinks,
and Iowa State, who stinks.
Okay.
Iowa State's only won one game. If we can get those two games, which we should win, they're 6-6 and going to the Pinstripe Bowl again. Like last year, we go to the Pinstripe Bowl in New York, and
it snowed.
I'm ready to jump off a bridge this year. Hey, we're going to the Pinstripe Bowl. All right.
I don't have a marker. I'm sorry. Boo.
You can send a text message too.
Seriously, you were all perturbed last year. You went to the Pinstripe Bowl. Yeah. Then this year you're going to just be all happy that you're going to the Pinstripe Bowl.
Yep. I might even go to it. Give me the night off.
That tells you the state of affairs WU football's in.
Yep.
Really, seriously.
Mm-hmm. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Thanks, Dana.
Well, not only that,
just a bad.
But you got rid of Bill Stewart for this.
Yep. Don't remind me.
Is that West Virginia blue or Catholic Central blue? Or Madonna blue?
Michigan blue.
Michigan blue. No, sorry. All right, see you next week, maybe. Who knows? McElwain, we going to do this next week?
Yes, sir.
I guess we'll see you next week then. And Peaslee will think of his question because he has all week to figure it out. He won't remember, but he'll come up with something stupid.
Something Christmas related. How about that?
Christmas related. Your favorite Christmas movie? Elf.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be Elf.
You know the other good part about him? Guess who's covering the Pirates Caravan this year? Take those home for your wife. Or give them to Nora so she can just go raise it and go.
Just go blue.
Just go blue. Homer. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with being a homer. At all.
I am who I am.
And now he's feeding you. Go have your dinner. Din. Did we get everything? Oh, listen to this. Listen to this.
Because I can't talk.
Is that what it is? That's all you do.
Most of the time you use me.
Most of the time I do abuse you.
You use me.
And then he abuses you. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. But I am the outtakes.
And he's so incredibly proud of that.
I don't provide any real source of information.
He is the outtakes.
I'm great for outtakes.
See, he gets home. He'll get home tomorrow night, and he'll put on the Star Sportscast. Hey, Nora, come here. Nora, Look at Daddy. Look how funny Daddy is.
I am funny.
Yeah, you're right here today.
Daddy. Look how funny Daddy is.